Hey guys, so we are back for round one. We would love to be on the play. It's a pretty standard keep. Three lands and or four lands and some stuff to do. So we are not interested in mulliganing. This card seems as though once you get to it, you just win the game as soon as you are able to attack. But maybe it's not actually maybe I should have just taken the OK common. I don't know. I also made just aggressive decks way too much. Yeah, so this past Friday when I drafted that white blue heroic deck, I somehow got past a 10th pick Dauntless Onslaught. From the same side were the three drafters to my left. Two of them were an aggressive white deck, and I got a 10th pick Dauntless Onslaught. It was just the nuts. Alright. So in this situation, we would normally want to lead off with the Swamp in case we draw a Freakus Cure. Or if we had the Freakus Cure, then we would want to do that in case we drew another Swamp. I'm just playing the Swamp anyways, there's obviously no reason there. Glad he didn't have a 1-drop. If he has a 2-drop, we may need to drop the Nyxborn Triton. Unless it's like a Voyaging Satyr or something. Fleet Feather Sandals. Alright. So, we have an interesting play here where we can play the Nyxborn Triton, have Grip tied up, and then have Nyxborn Eidolon up. Maybe just get to Arbiter that way. Yeah, that seems fine. We want to pressure him to play stuff. We're sure he's just trying to make big dudes and make them fly, so we're going to try to pressure him a bit. Ooh, the old 60-card deck. That's unfortunate for him. Magma Jetting us main phase. Seems good, I guess? Maybe? Alright, I feel as though there is something you could do better there, but if you got a Magma Jet up main phase, you got a Magma Jet us main phase. They also give you much more time for these events. I guess because they're pre-releases, but they give you 30 minutes around. Each person they give 30 minutes instead of 25. They also give you more deck building time and stuff. So it's just more time to look over the card and get to know them. Get to know the interactions and whatnot. So even though Read the Bones is good here, do I still keep up Grip Tide? I don't know. Let's just smash. Yeah, I think we want to Read the Bones because we want to make sure we get that extra land for Arbiter. And we're sold on either bouncing their thing or playing Server next turn. So we don't need Chimera it right now. We do, however, want that land. Alright. So we seem to be in pretty decent control of this one. Yeah, Borderland Minotaur is fine. Yeah, okay, that's fine. I think we just lash it. Yep, so lash, swing for 2 past the turn, and then next turn we'll have Arbiter up, Arbiter of the Ideal. So I'm also interested, I always love you guys to comment down below and let me know what you think, what you'd like to see, etc. But I'm also very interested in what you guys played at the pre-release and how you did. So if you have a good pre-release story or a not so good one, feel free to tell it, and I would love to hear it. So we're gonna play Arbiter here. I guess we could smash first. Probably just gonna block anyways. And we don't want to, no, we wouldn't even get gotten by that green 1/1 aspect of the Hydra pump spell there. There's no reason to attack now. And so he has to kill it or he dies, basically. I guess he could play a Nessian Ass, but we can just bestow with the Emissary. Nihilia's Disciple. Alright. So I'm actually just going to take it here, because I don't want to... Actually, there's no reason to take that, never mind. Originally I was thinking like, oh, he can just tap it for mana, but once he attacked, there's no reason not to just block. Alright, that was so silly of me. Alright, so we're just going to attack with everything, and then Grip Tide. Grip Tide his attack. And then we should be able to bestow and win. What? What is going on here? Cool, I guess. What? Flying, I don't care. I mean, if he attacks here, like, I'm not even doing nothing. So do we Grip Tide? No, there's no reason to Grip Tide. Yeah, I'll happily put that onto the battlefield. Draw, sip. So, land. Can we just get him? We go to 7. No, we can't get him this turn. Alright, so we can kill this. And then bash. And just play the Eidolon. That way, even if he, like, uses his turn... Even if he were to use his turn killing that... Sack Pyxis of Pandemonium. Each player turns up... He or she then puts all permanents from among them onto the battlefield. What is he... I have no idea what's going on right now, by the way. Just no clue what's going on. Like, especially if he attacks here. Then I just have actual no idea what's going on. Because then you would need, like, Savage Surge plus a creature just to not die. Oh yeah, for sure I want to put that on the battlefield. I want to see what he got. Epiphany Storm? Does that in any way keep him from dying? It just does not, does it? Alright, well, bash for 8. Do your worst. That is acceptable, block. And on to game 2? Okay, well that was a little weird. So we saw green, red, Dark Betrayal, and Gainsayer can be very good. Fate Foretold. Eye Gouge could be good if we see any Cyclopses, I guess. I'm kind of tempted just to run this one back and just try to beat him down again. I mean, when you're playing cards like Fleet Feather Sandals, and Pyxis of Pandemonium and whatnot, like, we can kind of just beat you by being like a more lean, mean blue-black machine, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Also, he hasn't submitted yet, so it seems as though he's like sideboarding into something else. But yeah, no, that was a little interesting. We'll see. Hopefully we can get game 2 here and get our match win. But yeah, I'll see you guys then. Alright, so back for game 2. Our opponent still with a 60-card deck, and us with a pretty solid 4-land, 3-card hand with 2 removal spells, and a 2-for-1 in Disciple of Phoenix. So we will not mulligan. Mountain. So this is the situation in which we want to play Swamp Swamp. I mean, that's just in case we pull Farika's Cure here, and he would have had something, but he did not. So I think it's fairly safe just to not play the Eidolon, although with the Eidolon, the Disciple does get an extra card out of his hand. Or, like, we get to see an extra card, which I guess could theoretically be relevant. I'm not exactly sure. Alright. That is fine. What is this? Emissary, Witch's Eye, and Lightning Volley. Looks like this guy went a little deep here. Yeah, I mean, this is probably just like someone new to Magic that doesn't realize that you can play 40 card decks in this format. I mean, because it seems as though he has like a pretty strong core. Like, this card's not bad. We saw Emissary. Emissary's good. But I mean, it's a lot of like Witch's Eye, Lightning Volley, the Pixis of Pindomium card. Like, he's just playing a lot of cards which would just not be considered playable by very many people. So that's my guess. We're gonna run the Triton out here now. Simply just so it can block, and then we can play Disciple next turn into one of our 5-mana Bestow creatures. So it's fairly good. Like, you want to try to stay on curve the best you can. If we had known we were going to draw this Eidolon, this Nyxborn Eidolon, we may have played the Baleful last turn, just to be using as much mana as possible. Generally, whoever, like, spends the most mana at the end of a game is usually the person that wins that game. I mean, that's like one of the... I mean, that's like very true for control aggro matchups specifically. Like, if you let aggro play all their creatures, and you're not like getting big 3 or 4 for ones like Supreme Verdict, like with cards like Supreme Verdict and whatnot, then unless you can cast like large Revelations or large Planeswalkers, you're generally not doing very well. So we're gonna actually cast Disciple. My guess is he'll just show us 2 lands, but I'm not certain of this. Let's see what he shows us. Furortod. Alright. And no information. Classic. Classic, no informations. Archetyped and Borderland Minotaur were much more afraid of the higher power toughness creatures, so I'm going to grab that. And we feel free to attack here. Alright, so we seem to be in relative control of this game right now. I mean, depending on what he plays, he'll probably play the Architect, in which case we can just bestow up one of the Eidolons on the Triton and continue to go to work. Destroy target non-creature permanent. I will not pay. He can destroy one of my lands if he wishes. Like, I'd rather him not have a giant 6/6, so... So if it is a new player, as I suspect, then it may take him a second to figure out how to work triggered abilities. Like, this game is not very intuitive. Or at least the user interface as it sits is not very intuitive. So, like, having to click the trigger and then destroy, like, you know, you just want to play the card, you read the ability, you realize you can destroy something, and then, like, click it. But that's not how it works. You have to go through a bunch of steps in order for that to work, so... Alright, so Griptide? No, that wouldn't be good here. And we draw it anyways. Classic. So, I really like Baleful Eidolon as 2-for-1. I actually think we may just cast both of our 2-drops this turn. The reason for that is we have 2 removal spells in our hand, and if we can go like removal spell, we may have enough just to get there. I don't know. That may have been completely wrong. Like, I may have just wanted to be more patient and, like, bestow up a huge Nyxborn Triton to start attacking. It would have been a 5/5. Yeah, so that may have been the best play. But I also think just, like, pressuring the board is solid here. And, this is the 4-life one, right? Yeah, I'll put the counters on. He doesn't need to gain more life. Hopefully he attacks here. That is the hope? No, okay. So sits back on the old no attacks plan. And Lash of the Whip. Classic. Alright, so that seems to be pretty good. So the reason we're not Baleful Eidoloning there is because we don't want to get gotten by Satyr Wayfinder. Satyr, these names are so weird. I guess all names in Magic are pretty weird. Like if you just had someone being like, I'm gonna play a game with Nyxborn Triton and Sip of Hemlock, and yeah, you know, I guess that would be pretty weird. Let's see what happens here. Ooh, okay. So because this has more toughness, I'm just going to go ahead and lash it now. And then hopefully draw the land to Sip the Snake. Perfect. And then I think we attack with everything except the Disciple. Yeah, so he can trade the Wayfinder for either Eidolon if he wants. But that's fine. I mean, we have the Grip Tide in hand, and we're just trying to put him under as much pressure as possible, and we can play any card in our deck at this point. So I think just continuing to attack and stay aggressive is the best plan. Again, because we had all the removal spells, maybe we should have played a more controlling game. But I don't know. When you get in those situations and you know that your card quality is so much better than the opponent's and your draws are so much more live, yeah, defend the hurt. That's fine. I like to just like stay aggressive and keep attacking. So maybe that's just me, but he is Thassa's. I cannot sway him. What is this? Titan of Eternal Fair. Alright, that's pretty good. I definitely welcome all attacks here. Ooh, that's a goodie. So I still think we just bounce and bash. Let's just bash with everything. Possibly even the Baleful Eidolon. No, I think we keep back the Eidolon. Yeah, that's fine. We can keep it back. But everything else, that way we can trade with the Archetype next turn. And then we have the Vortex Elemental as a separate removal spell to trade with the Titan. Right. I mean, I'm guessing his game plan is to have Titan with Archetype and just start shooting things. But hopefully we'll be able to figure out a way to make that not happen. Because then he'd be able to shoot this and this both separately. So if we draw a land... So how much does it cost? It costs 1, yeah. So if we draw a blue land, then we'll be able to attack, force Titan to block, and shuffle. That seems very good. Alright, yeah, so we definitely want to trade here. That's fine. We definitely don't want this to be able to shoot our elemental, as that is how we're going to clear the board. Ooh, that's also very good. Yeah. Perfect. And now because we have Servant of Chimera that's going to drain and stuff, do we still... Yeah, I mean, because we want this to tap anyways. So I guess we attack with Vortex Elemental and, like, see if he falls for it, I suppose. Like, see if he just blocks, and then we can shuffle them away. Yeah, this seems like a fine plan to me. I mean, this card's just so good. So he doesn't block. Smart play, sir. Smart play. I'm playing a lot of Magic this weekend. Also, it's been so snowy down here. I actually have not been to school since Tuesday. Like, we had Wednesday and Thursday off, and then I don't have school on Friday. So I've actually not been to school in basically a week. It's been pretty great. Alright, so that could cause us some problems, actually. Yep, that's totally fine with me. I'll just block there. And regenerate. Perfect. Upkeep trigger. Blue land. Alright, that's exactly what we wanted, actually. We want that to block the Vortex Elemental. And then we'll bash with everything, turning on Servants, Inspire next turn, getting in for 4, putting him to 8, which will then put him to 7. And they will shuffle away. Beautiful. So I guess this plan was to Fleet Feather up and attack, although now that plan isn't as great. Just target artifact or enchantment its owner shuffle in the library. Okay. It's fine. Equip. Alright, let's see if he attacks here. Is he winning this race? So we're doing 3 a turn, and he's doing 4 because of the life we're gaining. So, right, so we go to 12, he goes to 5, we go to 8, he goes to 2. Yeah, so we win the race, basically. If that's how it works. Ooh. Now we really win the race. Alright, let's just slam that guy. Bash, bash. See what happens. Right. Can that destroy any of my things? It cannot. He also does not have a white source, so I did not even need to worry about that. So if he attacks, he's dead? Alright. Well, sir. Suppose it has been fun. And I will see you guys for round 2.